I still can't believe you betrayed me, Nate. Rifkin's
He's
so
not
upset.
sorry.
It's going to affect everything.
I'm sorry, I'm not bad.
This is only the second. There's still many arcade competitions to be had among these wonderful individuals. So these alliances and these betrayals, these storylines can permeate into our future competitions here.
Rifkin trying to blame everybody else for his problems here. I think.
He's making enemies right before he moves into the next stage.
I feel like
I don't know if making enemies is what you want to do right now, Rifkin.
I feel like he should be thinking about himself here a little bit more.
Should be gracious and think like, you know what? I'll make allies for later on in Rainer Party and all that stuff.
I'm not gonna win though.
Nope. But it's okay. There's another round
Sally,
after
you're
this.
not with 0 points.
Yeah, I don't think we're not really distributing any more points. I think because the 30-minute timer will hit
it'll end there.
before the next round. So Nathanius,
8, 7,
See, they're in the match.
6, 5.
Well, okay, wait. So it says match. This is confused. There's now 3 clocks on the board. Up underneath it is there's the match ends timer. So there will be at least.
Good luck trying to talk about what's happening
No
on
one
the
got
screen
it.
there.
It was like it was contested. The point was contested all the way to the end. So Nathanius wins.
Let's see his reaction.
It was tied 3-3, right?
No, you won.
No, you won.
Wait for it.
We can't do math. They can't do math either. Counting's hard. Did you know that you can get a degree in just counting? Like you can get a degree.
You're thinking of accounting.
No. Like within mathematics, there is like a field that is just counting, like the science of how to count things.
So you graduate if you count to like 1 million? I think I could probably do 1 million.
I think it's.
Do you
sure.
think so?
That's about how it works. I think that's how it works. You just sit in a room for 4 years just counting. And then once you get up to 1 million, it's pretty cool. So Nathanius taking the victory there in group number 2. Some fantastic stuff all over the board for everybody. I've said fantastic like 14 times today.
It is fantastic, though.
Fabulous. Spectacular.
Spectacular.
There's so many other good
Funerific.
words. Funerific. Sure. I'm down. I guess.
American.
I like it. So coming into game number 3 is game number 3 is the 1v4, right?
Yeah, the 1 versus 4. So this is versus all the AI. These guys are going to be on their own. They're going to be kind of competing in a race, I guess, against a lot of the other guys to try. I guess it's not exactly a race because you can have multiple first place here. But you want to try and beat as many of the AI as possible. There's going to be 4 elite AI, and you can restart if you feel like the run is not going that well, but you have to get the best run possible in 30 minutes.
Right, you have to try. You can restart as many times as you want to try and get those 4 kills, but you're not totaling up your kills over the course of those different games. You'll have one game that'll count.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be your best one there. So, it's been some fantastic stuff so far. I'm excited to get into game number 3. You won't want to miss it because it's going to be pretty awesome. So, stick around. We'll be right back. Axel Toss still convinced he's seen himself in the opening.
I'm in that intro.
In that bumper there. I'm
Bottom left.
I'm gonna have to freeze frame it at some point, see if he's right, because I don't believe it. I just believe. We see Duty Ice getting his $100 100-bit donation in there.
Yes.
Happens. It's like he's on the screen for like 40 seconds, but that's the username. I really want to pause it and go back and read all the usernames, like of the made-up Twitch viewers and.
They're all real usernames, I'm sure.
The funny thing is, you probably type them in, go find their account somewhere. Let's take a look at the standings after round number 2. Who was the best of the kings and queens of the hill? It was M. Canning and Nathanius who were able to take home the cash.
M. Canning. Super solid.
And we saw base trade there at the bottom. Rifkin, he was upset that Nathanius
betrayed him.
They had a little alliance going, but Nathanius took care of business there.
Rifkin was also upset with Livy B in the first match. I think something, a little bit of disconnect going on there. So We'll see. I think that Rifkin is mostly going to be able to bounce back in things like Direct Strike, which will be coming up a little bit later on.
Yes.
But Nathanius staying at the top. He won his Mana Battle game. He's won this one in Beast of the Hill. Can he win the 1v4 also?
Yesterday he said he was going to bring the heat. He also said he was going to bring the memes. And so he's got his donation bar up there with his appearance fee. That's the only meme I've really seen. So everyone go tell Nathanius to bring out the bigger guns. I want to see what else he's got.
He's got Battlecruiser memes, but we want to see a little more. See a little more.
I want to see some more. Let's get into round number 3 here. So we move on. Oh, man, look at Winter's keyboard.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I love that setup. And by the way, the rules for this round now is that each one of these players are facing off versus 4 AIs on elite mode. So that means that these AIs are the highest level without being a cheater AI, as that is actually a thing in StarCraft. But you have to beat as many of them as possible, if not all of them. And you can restart if you need to, but you have to do it within 30 minutes. You have 30 minutes to get your best run in.
And I think we saw we saw
like 4 or 5 players.
Decently fast times in Europe. I think 14 minutes or so is doable. So you can kind of keep that in mind, but there's certainly a threshold where it's like, okay, I don't have time to restart. So there is time pressure there to kind of get this done, but if you're not having a good run, you got to restart that right away.
I do want to really quickly note that in terms of just roster-wise, you look at EU, you got players like Lambo and Mana and Hero Maria. I mean, these are the guys who are competing in the world-class stage of StarCraft.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the North American, I guess, roster here for Twitch Rivals, it's a lot of streamers and commentators who are still good at StarCraft. They're like, for example, Winter is a Grandmaster League player and everything, but it's a world of difference between, say, Winter and a player like Lambo or Hero Marine. So I do think this one, we're going to see a lot more players struggle to beating all 4 of those AIs, at least as quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if we'll have a Twitch Rivals StarCraft Arcade Korean edition one day. get innovation and
you think would that be more entertaining just because of how crazy they are at StarCraft?
I think it'd probably be pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are insane at this game.
I
Like, throw them in arcade. What happens?
Koreans, there are actually a surprising number of Koreans who really like the arcade, from what I've seen.
Like MC Innovation, you get all those guys.
You know what's actually really cool is that the Korean server, this is like a little fun fact, if you ever feel like changing up the arcade games, Korea itself has its own little slew of arcade games, like its own unique arcade games that you just don't see played on North America or Europe. It's so interesting. They just have like an entire different meta of arcade.
And you just change your server to access
yeah,
that,
anyone can do it.
No, I mean, look away.
I mean, you'll get...
Oh man, almost want to listen in here.
Why?
I think you made a mistake and he's saying to look away.
I'm just showing off my best builds. All right.
There you go.
Oh man. Clearly, Winter has spent a lot of time amping up that production.
Oh yeah.
Wavepunk, I know you got a fancy setup at home.
It's decent. I just moved and I haven't actually gotten a stream from my new house yet.
Okay.
But,
Winter, like, serious focus for this guy on so many different assets.
Look at that notification up there. And the full circle of life memes.
Oh, man.
The green screen streamers have a lot more flexibility for doing fun stuff with their stream.
Nero does a lot of fun stuff with his green screen as well. I think one of my favorites is when he goes to a herd of gazelles and just tries to blend in with them. I'm like, what are you doing there?
Honestly, a lot of innovation in streaming has come from the StarCraft community, just because of how long these guys have been streaming and been doing it.
I like that he has his keyboard webcam, and he also has his keyboard inputs mapped right next to it. So just in case you really wanted to see how he's positioning his hands and what buttons he's pressing specifically, you got all the data right there in front of you. And he's only 19 subs away from his sub goal.
Boom. Let's get it up there.
Pretty doable.
I think one of my favorite old Winter memes is that he used to actually green screen in a dog. So there was a dog that would sit next to him. And it was just a dog on maybe a 4-minute loop or something.
Yeah.
Where I just move around a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect loop also. And people would get upset because they would say, "That's not a real dog." And he's like, "I know it's not a real dog." I was like, "No, but you're lying to us." It's like, "No, I know it's not a real dog. It's a green screen."
So the people
Come on,
they use the Snapchat glasses filter or something.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Okay, while Winter gets his whole thing set up and ready to go against these AI, I want us to take a look at something here, and I want Axeltos to tell us which one's you.
No, okay, I was a little
He's
further.
getting called out.
There's one that was further on. It was with more of the squares.
You're not in this one.
The last shot. The
You're
last
sure?
shot before it comes to us. It's a bigger grid.
This isn't you.
Oh wait, okay, maybe that's me.
That's
know, it's
definitely you,
not-
man.
that
It looks
guy-
so much
that-
like
that
Really
guy
no
has a
facial hair.
stronger face than me. That guy has a stronger face than I do.
Because no. Well, we'll see if we can find. We'll see if we can find another
frame,
one for
I'll
you.
tell you, the frame I'm talking about
It's frame
is literally
38.
the last frame right before we jump to us. There's a grid of
There's
like.
gonna be this little blob over the side. And be like, ah,
I'm in the bottom left, so
I am these 4 pixels.
we'll keep working on that, guys.
I love that. I love that.
Oh boy!
Oh, man.
Wow!
Oh.
That actually
Oh,
is
no.
nuts. I did not expect that the AI would Baneling.
Got the tanks there.
So I mean, Winter's gonna hold over here, but I
The
want to know.
problem is that was just one AI, or do you think that
was just one AI. No, because the other AIs, there was a Protoss AI that came in with the adepts and everything.
So the biggest problem there is, okay, he just held off one, but guess what? There's 2 more.
And not only that, but
3
this
more.
is all Winter on the defense, right? This actually might be wasting a lot of time here because Winter is not actually killing anyone.
Yeah.
He's staying alive, and that's all well and good. But you need to kill an AI to start getting into that money.
You need your expansion. I think those Banelings did well. Like, Winter had a good defense where he had tanks in place, but I don't think he was able to select the Banelings in time to hit them before they approached the wall. So, a crazy good Baneling bust from the AI caught Winter a little off guard here. And this is tricky because, you only have so much time to reset. Is this going as favorable as it should be for Winter right now?
He's doing some economic damage with the Liberators, but it's not killing them. So I'm a little bit worried. But let's see. We have over here Vibe, who we haven't actually gotten to watch at all so far. So let's talk a bit about him. This guy, I know Axelot, you were talking about this. He is the former WCS 2012 America champion.
Every time I see him, I always remind him of, dude, North American champ. What's up,
That was
bro?
great. Yeah, it was a great event, and he definitely is a really top-level pro player from back in the day.
Yeah.
He's still somewhat competitive, I would say, but he's definitely become much more of a streamer, and he's a really, really fun streamer. He likes beaming around. He likes digging in with random, although he does like to play a lot of Zerg, and it's always a good time.
I love the colors on the stream here too. You got the nice greens going on.
Compliments his green that his actual units are.
Yeah, there you go. And honestly, Vibe, one of the coolest guys, really laid back, has gone to so many events and just a staple of the StarCraft community. And as you mentioned, one of the best, if not the best, in North America for a time, and really made some huge waves in the pro scene. So, really cool guy. Check out his stream and show him some support.
And then they had like a bunch of Marines, and I was like, dude, I don't think
I wonder if he'd
he's
ever
on-
make a concerted effort to really get back into pro play,
He's
though.
on Discord with M. Canning right now, actually.
What are they talking about?
I think M. Canning was actually en route for a little bit.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. Maybe not.
He was on Flipside Tactics for a while.
Vibe's using a similar strat we saw. Who was it in Europe who was using the map to his advantage?
Oh, yeah, that was...
I think it was Rotterdam, actually, with the Tempest.
Yes, with the carriers. Yeah, Rotterdam with the carriers. Yeah, and someone was joking about it last game. Pig, I think, was joking about how Vibe is a little greedy and loves the late game Protoss units. So here we see the carriers and the Tempests.
I mean, this is the reason why Vibe kept going for Protoss in the FFAs and stuff. He really believes in the power of that late game Protoss army.
This is like if I were to go Zerg, I would just make mutas. Like that's basically what's happening here.
It's one of my favorite things that happens in not just StarCraft, but just in games in general, where you have like the asymmetrical gameplay where there's like fighting games or whatever, you have different characters and stuff you can play, and then when you get to see someone play one of the characters that they are really bad against, right, it's that one race or that one character that they hate playing against, you just see them do only the things that they find extremely abusive. It's like, oh, I'm a Zerg player, I'm only gonna play Protoss. I'm not gonna play Protoss like a normal Protoss player. I'm only gonna make carriers and Tempests because screw people who make carriers and Tempests.
Exactly. Just like it was, Zerg straight to mutas, or maybe like Hydronitis or something silly, and then Terran just Marines.
It's the people that bug you, like the mass mutas and stuff. Right? Part of it is that you're jealous. Part of it is like, man, I wish I could beat me this easily. So
I wish I could beat me. don't know, man. I'm pretty easy to beat. You can beat me pretty easily.
You know, I even feel. I bet Dan was watching earlier, maybe a little bit.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he might have was checking out Rotterdam.
I believe it.
And obviously Rotterdam has been root before, and maybe they're talking a little bit. He's like, Carriers and Tempest, man.
I know Zombie Grub was watching earlier. I know a few other guys.
Obviously, it's a very good strategy here.
Yeah.
Like the Carriers,
Working
they
well.
can abuse the empty space in the air, and you can kind of trick the AI to try to attack you, and then they run themselves up against the cliff. Again, we saw Rotterdam do this very successfully in Europe, and now he's going to recall back to defend against this incoming attack from the AI. I think Dan is Vibe is approaching this pretty nicely so far.
Yeah, this is actually going very well. So he's pushing back this army.
Just gotta keep those units alive, you know?
Yeah, he's doing a great job of that because, I mean, there's nothing. Roaches and sea shanks don't kill these units. So he's going to be able to massacre that. He's just going to reinvest all of his minerals into more cannons, get that defenses back, those defenses back up, and then he just has to be a bit careful about this army.
You don't want to lose any carriers. The more you can get them to that critical mass mode, keep them alive, pull the weak one back. Pull it back, a little bit of micro. The yellow one, please.
Yeah, the Voider is also derping out. They're actually not killing the carriers. They're just going after the interceptors. And, that one carrier gonna barely survive, and he's getting broken a little bit. His cannons are starting to go down, but he still maintains that carrier army. And I think he's still going to be able to push this back.
Yep, I think so too. And what is that army? Zealots and a Colossus? Good luck.
AIs make the funniest armies sometimes. I think one of my favorite things is just watching an AI make like 6 warp prisms and 4 zealots and just moving in. And it's like, what? You know that's not an army, right?
What are you doing? Go home. What are you doing?
That bonus is where it's gonna get you, man. The bonus.
It's still capped at 200 though, so you can just kill 5.
Okay. Oh, you can still get up to 5 kills.
You're talking about the prize pool distribution?
I think you can
the max amount of money they can make here is $200. If they kill all 4
and you
of
get the fastest time, I guess. Fastest time wins.
I don't know. I think it's just a tie.
I think it was multiple people got $200.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Here's Zombie Grub. Oh, Zombie Grub actually taking a little bit of that Hero Marine approach, just saying Marines, and you know what? We'll get a couple of Liberators and tanks to defend.
Marines and medevacs.
Is it working?
It's working.
Is it though?
I mean, she's doing some damage. She does have to be careful about defending, but I think she's already shut down one of these guys.
Bottom looks good. I'm a little worried, I guess, about the top. Looks like there's a lot going on there for the AI. So
I want to note that she's doing something. Okay, she's got baby GGs.
There's one.
So that's something we can talk about with the AI. They have to say GG, and you have to accept their surrender for it to actually count as a defeat.
Yeah, so that was a GG from the purple AI. That was a Protoss player, I think. So there's still a yellow and a teal still left over.
And we're
seeing
seeing
looks like a blue as well.
Those sensor towers up again, a function for the Terran to be able to see if there are units in an area. You can see those red dots on the mini map, indicating lots of enemies there. It looks like a pretty big army from the AI, and it looks like Zombie Grub not willing to engage that just yet, just trying to control this bottom side of the map. And 193 supplies, so really nice army here. Oh
boy,
we got a little peek of what's of what she faces here, and she's got a little smirk there. It's like, okay, it's going to be a little tough. That was a lot of ultras.
Yes. So it seems like a lot of Zombie Grub's kind of objective here is let's try and just get a very good defensive setup in one position, and then use half of the army to just go and try and kill one of the other AIs. So segment them off so you can see, here's the defensive posture over here, but all the Liberators just slightly out of position. She doesn't quite have them ready to defend, so those Ultralisks, those Banelings gonna come rolling on in, causing her some problems, but she's gonna try and get the damage done to a second AI in the meanwhile.
This is what was making me a little nervous, because just if time is going on, that's a lot of maxed armies you're potentially having to face, and we're seeing an attack here. The question is it going to be coordinated from the AI, or can Zombie Grub handle this one at a time? It looks like a little bit of sending a lot of her army over to the left, not even involved with the battle here. Kind of a base trade type situation, dropping in supply though, and she's kind of losing her base.
She's losing almost everything over there. The Corruptor is killing off all the Liberators, and once the Liberators are gone, she doesn't actually have much of a defense. So she's also, like you said, extremely supply blocked. She's going to try and remake her production right now. I like that she's just throwing down a ton of just throw those down right now, so you can maybe go into like battle cruisers or something and keep the Liberator. I mean, she still has her army alive. It's just she is losing her whole base.
Is the army just the Marines over there?
She got another GG. It's the Marines, but also all those
Okay.
liberators.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
there's a few tanks there.
Yeah. So this is helpful. Yellow is still going to be a bit of a problem, but Yellow's also kind of distracted right now. So she could maybe snipe off the army of Yellow and then go in and try and go for the kill there while it's still remaking.
Maybe lift a little bit faster from her main, because there's a lot of area on the bottom left that she could kind of recapture.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to let that area die slowly, but here comes the rest of the army coming back in. Ooh, Zombie Grub, she's afraid of a flank, so she's setting up her Liberators behind her.
Trying to get that supply back up to be able to add back to her army, but every standing unit that she has right now is so important because she doesn't have the ability to replenish. It looks like the enemy AI army is kind of moving across the left side of the map, might go towards her last base, so she has to make a decision here. Does she engage this army, or does she just go for the base trade?
Okay, so she's pulling back some of the Liberators. She's trying to engage at the choke. She's expecting that the AI is going to be a little bit dumb and just say, you know what? Your army's over there. I'll fight you here. And actually, she's already getting some really good trades here because the AI is derping a bit.
Yeah, it's working out a little bit. Trying to send those Marines forward to get those Corruptors so that she can defend the Liberators.
Kills the Ultras, kills a lot of the
there's the
Corruptors.
attack on her armor. So she's going to lift up immediately.
Yeah, she's going to lose a lot of her base. Again, she's just going to throw down a lot of command centers. I think she's going to try and Planetary Fortress up, saying like, okay, I got a big mineral bank. Let's just go. I can try and kill Yellow's main base over here on the left-hand side, and then just start moving my way up. I think that's her objective. Oh, those Baneling hits, though.
All the
That
Marines
hurt.
gone?
She lost all of her Marines.
So much smarter. It's not fair.
Oh man, and you know we're past reset time. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that you just try and kill one more. So unseat
There's
all the
only
Liberators.
2 left here.
She's
If you,
already gotten 2.
if you unsiege all the Liberators, you'll do so much splash damage to those mutas. I think you can just kill them.
She's doing it now. Looking on it. Command center's gonna die.
Yellow.
Trying to rebuild. Plenty of resources in the bank, but
Yellow's caused her so many problems. It's just Yellow. Everyone else I think she's dealt with really well.
oh no, she's just trying desperately to get some more units on the field here.
Yeah.
Man, I really thought I had a handle on it.
So I think she's
that
gonna
it?
tap out here.
Oh no, it's just the biggest problem is that the Zerg's in her production now, so
Should have been more aggressive with my pushing.
you see those resources in the top right, like that's a lot of potential army there.
We've already seen some of our competitors not complete any of the AI.
Yeah.
So getting
Yep.
2.
Yeah.
That's solid.
No, totally.
I have like 8 minutes to redo it.
That's definitely going to be good. And we're still yet to see how the other guys are doing. It looked like Vibe was on a good track, but I'd love to know, you know, how are the rest of these guys doing? Of course, we'll eventually get the big recap, but yeah, it does look like Zombie Grub is just slowly getting pushed in.
Super solid effort.
There's Vibe, actually. He's on the cleanup path.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Vibe is on the war path right now. I think this actually might even be one of the final AIs.
Yeah,
looking at the
kept
minimap.
all his carriers alive,
Good lord.
and that's the important thing.
Okay, well, Vibe is going to kill all 4 AI, I'm pretty sure. Maybe we should just check in on someone else.
Yeah.
There's no way Vibe does not kill all 4 AI. I'd be amazed.
He's just going to win.
Yeah.
Steam rolling death balls.
There it is.
There it is, Bap. Just singing a song.
Now, for those of you who are seeing
day
this,
at
you're
work.
like, okay, this is great.
Oh,
I'm
there it goes.
going to go to the ladder now and mass carriers.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
think that's a good idea?
That's what I was planning on doing.
Dragon? What do you think?
I was going to do that tonight.
You know, if you're a low enough MMR, yes, that's a great idea.
But as you get into platinum,
Yeah,
Diamond.
then it's a little bit tougher because
Right.
there's an infamous question that will come up in StarCraft, which is how do I beat this perfect composition? And the answer is why did you let them get to that composition?
right? So you just got to get there, and
Yeah.
that's what Vibe was able to accomplish.
Up a tree Zelda, he's making some progress. It looks like he has a lot of control over the center of the map.
He looks
but
just
he's dealing
fine.
he's dealing with 2 different angles. It looks like there's the Terran on the top right, and then the Protoss on the bottom left.
I think what this is, we are getting to the end of our time though. I think
Right,
Up
30
has definitely
minutes.
restarted. His
Yeah.
timer says 19, but we already had people with more time than that, and that is going to be our competitors. So okay, behind us, like this one here. Other one over there. So Axel does. I want you to look over here.
It's
I want
gonna be
you
over there?
Yeah, I want
Should I
you to
walk
tell
over
us. You can if you want. Yeah, tell us over here. Which of these
Oh yeah, here we go.
people
Okay,
is you?
yeah, this is
All
what
right.
I was looking for here. Okay.
I see duplicates actually. There are some that like.
There's a few of these streams are in multiple places, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't
Look,
know.
right here. Look, right there.
That's
Maybe?
that's Faker. That's clearly Faker.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
No,
you, man.
up there.
Where are your circle glasses? I don't see your circle.
Is that the same guy as right here?
Yeah,
That's the same guy.
This is slightly brighter.
What do you guys think? I think that's the closest.
I think you're not on the screen. Is what
I just
think.
want, hey, thank you, Twitch Rivals, for including me in your wonderful video package.
Wait, is that you in the top right?
Yeah, right there.
No.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
right there.
Yeah,
purple hair.
that
he's the one we didn't look at.
Right there, that one right there. Exactly.
After looking at all of them there, all right.
JK.
I'm
Feels
glad
good
we
to be
solved
famous,
that.
man.
There you go, man.
Awesome.
Back to the gameplay.
Yeah, Zelda or Uppetry Zelda doing a great job over here. He's pushing into the Terran. He's onto the production. That's going to be possibly curtains for that Terran player. I just love how much control he's got over this. He's completely controlling the center of the map.
No, he's fine. He's playing this smart, methodically,
Hard to stall me.
really focusing on those choke points, having a good defensive position there.
It is just about, is he going to do it in time right now? Because he would eventually kill all the AI. But like you said, slow and methodical, sometimes if you're on a timer, that's not going to be good enough.
Let's see if he feels that sense of urgency. He has time here, right? If we're going to 30 minutes, I'm not too good at math, but that's minutes that he has here. I mean, he's maxed. Look at his bank, 6K, 4K. I don't even see the enemy army anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't see
One of the
any
AIs
units.
is being revealed. They still haven't tapped out. God, AIs are so resilient sometimes. Like, I don't have a base, but I think I can still do this. Maybe?
I see a lot of Banshees out. I wonder if he was using those earlier to harass.
I think that's one common trend
Like
we've
Banshees
seen.
and Liberators to kind of harass early and then really try to get that critical mass. The tanks are great because this map in particular, a lot of choke points. Armies are always going to be funneling. So having those siege tanks in a good position. Just a great utilization of Terran here. Getting the two main siege units in the Liberator and the siege tank, and then just playing slow and methodical on a map with a lot of narrow corridors.
Yep.
Pretty sure I saw Up a Tree in the Twitch Rivals intro.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
pretty
I
sure
did
his
too.
stream was on
really?
there.
I
Yeah.
think both of us are up there.
What'd you know? If you thought that was funny, Axel Toss trying to look at that mosaic of people and figure out which one was him, hey, maybe clip it.
Hey.
Maybe, it could be a sport clip of the day. Could happen. Get your name on the screen at the end. I'd be clipping it if I was watching the show.
Great artwork on that, by the way. Good stuff.
If you
Yeah, it
clip
looks
that-
great.
If you clip that, you should tweet it at Axel Toss. He'll retweet it.
Yes, I will.
At Axel Toss.
You got it. So there should be just one left here?
I think it's
Or
the
is
two.
there
He's
an
killing
army?
two at the same time.
Oh,
He's killing a Terran and a Protoss right now.
yeah, it seems like he's not having any issues
I
at
know
all.
You can't just cheese it, but I got sort of invested in this. Yeah, the cheesing thing is dumb. Like, not that it's a bad strat, because it's perfectly legitimate. I meant, like, the fact that they let you do it across multiple games. I feel like it just kind of ruins the spirit of what it was supposed to be in the first place, but...
I think if he
I
thinks
think
that you can
he's
get kills
towards-
across multiple games, that's not how it works.
So I think what he's saying is, so this is one thing I think that some of the players were talking about before. You can actually set the style of play of the AI. So you can say like full rush, just rush me, or play super economic focused, or text straight up to air. So you can basically that. I think that some of these guys have been setting whatever the AI's like behavior would be.
Sure.
And then trying to say like, okay, well, if I set them all to rush me, they're not going to have an economy. So I just defend the rush, and then I go in for a big counterattack. I think that's maybe what
Yeah, I was thinking
saying he was
that,
doing.
or maybe.
Okay, sorry, never
being
mind.
told
They
they're
didn't
not allowed
say- Yeah.
So maybe he was referring to Human Banshees early, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I was
yeah.
cheesing a little," but it's like that's perfectly valid, man.
One more.
You're playing against the AI. Use any strategy you want.
Yeah.
Mess with them early. We saw Rotterdam kind of abuse
There you
the
go.
cliff pathing. Perfectly valid. But that looks like such a comfortable victory. I'm
bing,
really
bada
impressed.
boom.
I'm really impressed with Uppetry. It seemed like very slow, methodical, but I don't think at any point he was necessarily nervous about losing.
Yeah.
because it just felt like he just kept his army around the whole
Well,
time.
and then the ability to restart kind of like takes off a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah,
Of got to do it here, you know.
6 hours.
Very well done. Now it looks like we're getting a look at Jim Rising.
Ooh,
Looks like he had a reset.
he's playing Terran. Interesting. He actually does have a pretty good Terran.
Got like no workers.
This is where we might need the official time though, because
Yeah, I feel like we're getting. I feel like it's been over half an hour.
Are you serious?
I feel like we're at like 25 minutes.
Well, we had a zombie grub was in like a 20-minute. We got 4 minutes left. Okay,
Yeah.
she was at like over 20.
She was
minutes
at
when we were watching her,
22,
and that
23
was-
minutes at
right,
least.
That was two streams ago.
Well, I wonder if she.
Oh man, did Jim Rising not kill any of the AI in the earlier rounds either? I wonder.
I mean, he's at 6 minutes. That means he's
I
definitely
don't think so.
restarted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's done.
Good try, Jim Rising. It looked like
That
he
is
was
tough.
trying to go for somewhat of a rush strategy. Try to take down one AI pretty quickly. But again, the problem with that is you're investing a lot into that attack, and then you're giving time for the other 3 AI to build up their armies. So
Yep. Here's Winter with a bit of cleanup, but I still see a lot of like other colors on the map. So I think that there's
there definitely going to be a time crunch here for
Yeah.
Winter. He's trying to
there's
finish
a
it up.
GG. There's one.
He's effectively maxed a little low on gas.
Okay, it looks like he split up his units, so he was killing a little bit of everything there. So he might kind of get like a Rotterdam situation from the European side, where we just saw Rotterdam getting 3 GGs all within like a split
Yeah.
second of each other. So maybe that's what he's hoping for.
And that came down to the very end,
Yeah.
the edge of the time we were working with.
Which we're getting to that situation again now. Probably around 3 minutes left.
This is tough.
Splitting up his battle cruisers a little bit. That's
Yep.
good. Feeling confident. There it is.
There's 2
Damn,
GGs.
2 at the same
a little
time
smile. He's like,
Accept-
no
hit
big
yes.
deal. He's like,
hit
"Oh,
yes.
he's
Winter
like-
hit yes.
He's like, I had that. No big
Accept
deal."
them.
He's like, whatever, I got this.
Winter hit yes, please.
No, he's too busy. He's hitting all these. Drop the mules. Drop the mules. There it is.
Hey.
Well done.
I love it. I love it. The celebrations. Just reaching up to his stream deck, hitting all the buttons. Every single one of them.
Well done,
Libby B.
Winter.
Looks like she just. Libby B, I don't think you're gonna be able to make this one work.
Well,
We're kind of already far in.
10 pool.
She's 45 seconds
she-
into this game.
Yeah.
Pretty sure she has under like
And 2
like
gases.
5 minutes left. Maybe.
I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, no. Okay. Maybe it's just mass Zerglings.
Yep, Zerg Rush
And
time. Let's
try
go.
to take down one.
Yeah, I think she just went for a
And
12
maybe
pull.
pull all your workers, too.
You know what's hard is that I don't know where anyone's spawned.
Oh,
That is hard.
it's an 8-player map, and she's up against 4 people. So there's potentially
she
3 completely empty spawns.
She knows she's under a time crunch here, and look at her heart rate going up a little bit.
I don't know. That's exactly where we're
It's going.
Okay, it went up to 106 for a
It's
second.
going down
All right,
now.
now it's going down. But again, I think we're at about 2 to 3 minutes left here, so she needs to identify.
I don't ever do this build.
I'm trying to listen in what she's saying here. She needs to identify where the computer is, and she needs to hit immediately.
Yeah, she was saying she never does this build. I think it's a desperation move right now.
Up to 109.
trying to get something.
110.
There you go. Those 2 Zergs gonna win the game. Oh, okay, they're not there. Next one.
How unlucky.
There's the
will she
drone
be?
pull. I knew it.
Boom.
So she's just trying to get one AI to GG before the time is up.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least.
Incorrect. That's a negatory. We're
Oh, no. A little bit unlucky on the
She's going to have to go for the Terran. And the AIs, they don't wall off.
Send them all.
She needs an
1 minute
overlord.
left.
60 seconds here. Oh, it's going to be close.
1 minute.
I don't know if you can kill him that
I
fast.
believe.
I would say normally you could maybe against a normal player, but we've seen the AI refuse to
Yeah,
GG.
it's just going to refuse. It'll be like,
Lift
have
off
no
the
SCVs.
buildings.
It won't lift off, but it will just sit there and be like, I will make 1 Marine and 1 SCV at a time, because I believe.
Oh man, we're close on time. Her chat's giving her little updates. 2 to 3 minutes left.
That's a good one. In the last
That's
moments.
good. That's impressive.
She's just done. She's like, cool, yeah, no big deal.
Yep. And look, the heart rate 127.
127. There
Oh,
you go.
man, there
Popped
you go.
on up. Finally.
Well
Some
done.
interaction. And that is the end. That is all the time we have for our 1v4 competition. Most people seem like they're getting something out of that. A lot of people getting the victory. So.
Might have to try that one. What was that? Like 16 lings and like 10 drones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
10 to 12 drones?
pool, you double extractor trick, and then you just pump out lings, and when you get about 8 to 10 lings, you just pull all but one drone. And the one drone's there so that you can gradually make another set of links.
And the way that turns into a disaster is if your opponent walls.
Yes.
So that's the reason you don't want to try that on the ladder necessarily. But
So they probably will build 2 buildings.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
Just done,
But heads up move there because the AI wasn't necessarily looking to wall, so immediately going for a quick
went
win.
for it. It paid off. So gets some money out of it. And folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to step away, but when we come back, Direct Strike coming at you. How does it work? We'll explain it after the break. Now everybody got to see it. If you didn't see Duty Ice there, now you've seen Duty Ice.
Don't you mean Axel Toss? I'm pretty sure that was that. That looks just like Axel Toss.
Duty Ice is he's donating the bits.
Ah, gotcha.
He's there. Yes, that to me is clearly faker. That's what that's supposed to be. Just with like more American glasses.
A lot of people compare me to him.
Yeah. Stop. Okay, so round 3 standings are in and ready to go. You want to see who won? I know I do, because we didn't get to see all these people were in different games. How did it work? What were the standings? Who won? Who didn't win?
too.
I want to know. Was Livy B on the bottom?
Vibe won.
On the bottom. Hey, you know what? It's all right.
Nathaniel's also struggling a little bit. Zombie Grub getting 2 of them. Jim Rising only
Wow,
got that one.
Rifkin taking care of business there.
Rifkin's a proper memer, man. He is the guy who will bust out. I mean, Nate was talking about busting out the memes. No, Rifkin will bust out all of the memes.
Was he nuking all the AI? Probably.
You know what?
Probably.
That or battle cruisers, whatever, man. I actually, this is really cool though.
More people succeeded.
All of them.
More people succeeded than Europe, I think.
Yep, it was just
Confirmed.
5.
Commentators better than pro players.
NA better than EU.
At taking out 3 AI at the same time.
North America
4.
is better.
Especially when they have some people to watch earlier in the day to tell them how to do it. You know, it's all kind of works out. It's great.
Yeah, that too.
Confirmed. Being a player is easier than being a commentator.
I mean, this is the history of America. Looking at what Europe does and being like, I think I can do that better than you guys. So
yeah,
getting to go second there, but
definitely
all right.
Watching a few.
So moving on to round number 4, we're moving into Direct Strike.
Yes,
indeed.
Tug of war.
Explain to me how this game works.
So the way that this game works is if you're familiar with Nexus Wars, this is the exact same kind of thing as Nexus Wars with minor little tweaks. It's a little bit higher production quality and stuff. But if you're not familiar with Nexus Wars, then the best way I can describe it is you are composing an army composition, and each time you make a new building, each one of these buildings will automatically produce one of that type of unit that will make its way across the map in waves. And the idea is you want to try and send your waves across the map to kill your opponent's main nexus or the command center. And effectively, like this, you're not going to have any control for the most part over any of these units. It's just about sending them across the map and trying to get the correct army composition to complement your opponents.
Yep, 3 versus 3. It's tug of war. In the Europe competition, it was very close. We saw very back and forth. It's all about identifying the unit composition of your opponent and properly countering. And also, a very important note on this is the way you build your units is the way they will go down that middle pathway. So you really have to make sure you're ordering them how you want. You don't want to put your High Templars in the very front. You want to put your Zealots in the front, your High Templar in the back, stuff like that.
You've got 3 on 3. Both teams have a base kind of like one lane from like a MOBA that you've got to like work through a turret and kind of like an inhibitor and then like a Nexus. And every team takes turns putting their army on the boards. And once the army's on the board, it controls itself. So there might be some like abilities you can activate and unactivate, but outside of that, it's all up to the units. So should be fun to watch. Get to watch big, massive armies clashing against each other. That's what the StarCraft is all about.
Exactly. This is one of the easiest modes to get into if you're trying to learn how StarCraft units and stuff work, because one, you don't have to worry about making the units because it's just automatically done every single time. You don't have to worry about controlling the units. You just get to pick what army you want.
This is the opposite of what we're going to play next. Next is Micro Arena. This is just Macro Arena, basically. We just build an army and see how it does.
And, some of these players might have a little more experience than others on a map like this, which is interesting to
there will be some people that might be playing this for the first time where people like Nathanius.
Most of these guys.
Nathanius, though, says he plays this all the time.
Winter. I know also Base Trade probably has a lot of experience. Now, we're not seeing any of those guys in this series.
Watch them all 3 be on the same team.
No, so as I looked at the teams, it's Nathanius on a team with Base Trade and Zombie Grub. Now, Zombie Grub doesn't have any real experience with Direct Strike, but I know that Base Trade has played a little bit Direct Strike, and I know Nathanius has.
Okay.
So I'm actually expecting that team to dominate.
Well, they're going to be going up against. They're going to be going up against Winter's team. So
yeah, they're going up against Winter's team. But I know that I heard Winter trying to tell Livy B how Direct Strike works. So I know that he doesn't have any experience, and I forgot who the last person is on their team. But I think that team can do well. But I think I got a little more faith in my boy Nate. This team looks like InControl is just getting the explanation right now. I think this is the first time InControl has ever opened up this map ever. Because he's still not making any units.
I want to listen, maybe.
It looks like there was some up in the front.
Trying to hear some strategy talk here. They were just talking.
If you don't like the positioning of your shit either, you can click it on the grid and you can hit T and replace it.
So I think that's Vibe.
That's Vibe. Given the
describing.
So if you sell, it's not worth it. It's like you only get 70% of the cost.
It's bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, did the Sentry automatically make that hallucination?
Yes.
Yeah, everything auto micros. Like if you get Blink, it's like automatic Blink micro.
Okay.
But Blink Stalker is kind of not the greatest of this.
So I kind of like a lot of zealots early-ish. Get some nice. They're not that expensive, and they're
nice to add in.
I think I haven't played that much of this, but when I was playing, I was focusing on a nice amount of zealots, armor upgrades, getting charged pretty fast.
Is that a nice number of zealots? That's a lot of zealots.
Yeah. Although I would spread them out more if I were him. I don't know if he knows that. I don't know if that's been explained to him necessarily that that's the formation they keep. So I would make a straight line of zealots, you know, all across the path. But he's kind of bunching them together. Maybe he has his rhymes and his reasons. I'm sure he does. In Control, a very capable Protoss player, so we'll see how he adjusts to this. But we're looking at In Control stream right now, and again, twitch.tv/InControlTV, one of the longest running Twitch channels we've seen in the history of Twitch, in the history of StarCraft. He is probably one of the most hours streamed of all these guys as well. In Control has been around for such a long time as a pillar of the StarCraft 2 community. So if anyone's not necessarily paid attention to In Control before, go check out his stream, check him out. This guy, he's hilarious.
You should watch the Pylon Show.
Watch the Pylon Show. That's like tonight. 2.5 hours or something, an hour and a half.
Yep, hanging out with Artosis, it looks like, tonight. And potentially guests. I'm not sure the guests.
Artosis and In Control both host the Pylon Show.
Right.
And they bring on different guests and stuff. Not sure who the guests are this week, but should be a good time. But yeah, In Control's just got a really fun stream. He plays not only StarCraft 2, where he actually plays some of the dirtiest Protoss around, which I absolutely love, but he also plays a lot of like XCOM. He plays a lot of board games. He plays Warhammer and stuff. Really, really fun, nice, diverse strategy guy.
Yeah, and he's got the dry humor. He's just so funny. In Control is just hilarious, and it's just the dry humor that really gets you. So look out for that, especially if you see this guy on a broadcast for a show, on a desk. He really lightens up that desk and is full of jokes and side swipes and absolute hilarity whenever he's involved with the production. So definitely stay tuned to this guy because
he's going to be
pure entertainment, I swear.
Yeah, he's going to be on the desk for WCS Winter commentating that alongside me and Nathanius this weekend. So
perfect.
Yeah, always a good time to hang out with In Control and just try and keep up with his banter because he is next level.
He's quick and clever for sure. And again, an avid strategy guru. He has a brother who's in the StarCraft. Rocker has been in the StarCraft scene. He was kind of semi-pro a little bit back in the day. So the whole family kind of into StarCraft. Really cool to see StarCraft families as well, like the Plot family, for example, with Day9 and Tasteless. And then In Control, his family is all into it too. It's really cool to see.
Got some of the disruptors finally added in there. Not sure whose disruptors those are, but they are definitely being pretty effective now.
His disruptor shot hit his own zealots and yours is the Unify.
Yeah, I think Vibe mentioning that there is friendly fire. And I learned that pretty quick too, because I went Zealots and then I went High Templar, but then my High Templar would store my Zealots a little bit. So you gotta figure that out a little bit.
North team really doing well, I have to say though. They're getting a lot of damage onto that photon cannon.
Oh my god.
The cannon barely survived. You can actually, on the top right hand side, you can actually see the hit points of it. It's barely there.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I think that cannon is a goner.
Yeah.
Boom. And that's extra minerals that the top team gets. So you can see Vibe actually thinking about investing in the long term to extra gas geysers and stuff, which do give you some additional income.
Looks like In Control ended up getting charged for Zealots, probably an armor upgrade or two. There are tiers that you can upgrade to in this game. It costs time and money to go to the next tier, and the next tier upgrade allows additional units, additional upgrades. I think that's it. Additional units, additional upgrades.
Yeah.
Lots of little strategies in this game that aren't immediately clear, so definitely go into the arcade, check this out. Very simple. Again, I mentioned in the Europe show, average APM in this is probably between 8 and 15, if that high. Because you're not having to manage your workers, you're not having to build your workers. The money, as you can see in the top right, it's constantly being provided. You get more money by taking out enemy units, so you just got to focus on making the right unit compositions, setting your units up in a nice formation, and properly countering the units that your opponent's making.
I pushed really far in.
Yeah, the Protoss players for the top team, which are In Control and not Vibe, but I'm actually trying to figure out
who left. Canning?
Is it M Canning?
I couldn't tell if he was on the other team.
It might actually be M Canning.
I think it is. Yeah,
those Protoss players are doing such a great job with their army composition. I think they are just dominating this match.
Yeah.
And Control's like, wait, how do you play this game?
How do you play this game? I will naturally use my 20 years of StarCraft experience to figure this out.
Wait, you guys think this is hard? This is the easiest game I've ever played.
Yep, there you go. And by the way, we just saw Vibe right here. He made like 5 Liberators right there. He made like 3 Liberators at once. I love stuff like that where you're doing big transitions that your opponent's not expecting, because you're always looking for the units your opponent's making. If you all of a sudden drop 5 Void Rays at once, that's something that your opponent is not necessarily prepared for. So look out for those really quick transitions.
You can see it's M Canning, Pig, and Nero, it looks like, all on the bottom side. So, no, M Canning's on the north.
Oh, okay.
Jim Rising is...
That's what I was about to say.
M Canning is on the south. He is on the south.
Was he making the disruptors? Because the moment I saw him, like, is that M Canning? Is that M Canning with those disruptors? We know he likes those.
Is this an Archon skin he's running?
I think that actually just...
It must be.
I don't know if that is a special skin. I think that might just be like team colors, because there's something called team colors. Like it's an option in StarCraft. You can make your team or your units and enemy units really more vibrant around the colors scheme.
I don't know how much I like the Archon play versus a Templar.
Actually, no, that's the Purifier Archon, actually.
How do you do that?
T on your units. Like I moved a bunch of my zealots behind my Archons now. So they're not...
Yeah. He's talking about repositioning the units.
I don't know. It feels like maybe we need our own voids or something.
I think I would like Templar before Archons, maybe, for Storm.
This fight is happening
Storm
right
against
in front
Zealots
of
and Void Rays. I don't know.
I'm gonna get some stalkers.
I think the Zealots spread out really fast, so it's hard for the Storms to be effective against the Zealots. Maybe.
Looks like he's going for Stalkers.
I think maybe even some Colossus or more Archons would be really good.
Colossus.
Yeah, just like mass Archon.
Full army of Colossus.
Full army of Colossus.
Oh, look at that Ghost. Ghost
oh no, the Liberators are like, peace, we're going to fight the base.
Auto EMP the Archons.
In a second.
We'll be okay.
Oh boy.
And actually, maybe High Templar is even better then, because you can feedback the Ghost.
Oh boy, and now the Disruptor shot's coming out for both sides, and with all the Zealots gone,
that Nexus is taking damage. This might be over.
This is going to be gone.
The Void Rays are even going to charge up. M Canning looking a little nervous.
I guess Bio Liberator was probably where we should have gone.
We should have. You hear?
Look at your Nexus. It's going to die maybe.
Oh no.
You can see its health bar up there. They're doing okay for now.
So there is an effect that will be in textbooks that our children will be learning about in StarCraft, in Tug of War, where you can start to really collect a massive army on defense, and that's what we kind of saw in Europe, where there's all the enemy fire was focused on the building, which allowed them to build up a big army and do a push the other direction, but they almost lost their main command center. So there's an important delicate balance there, but don't necessarily count anyone out, because if you can really collect a massive army on defense, you definitely have the ability to push back.
Yeah, and we're starting to see a little bit of that pushback. A lot of it helpful just because Command Center just does so much damage. It does a metric ton of damage to your opponent, so it helps out a lot on that defense and turning the tide of things.
Yeah, it's a pretty core mechanic of Tug of War type games, that defender's advantage and that comeback ability.
Void's taking a little bit of damage, but they kind of go uncontested here, right? It's just the Tempests that do a little bit, and then as soon as those the front units die, I think that the Voiders just go ham on the Tempests.
I feel like I can't take the 2-3 and make floors.
See Pig over here. Well, one of the most analytical minds in StarCraft. This guy plays random at the top level. He's a former pro player. Only in contention for the best analytical commentator in StarCraft, next to like Artosis. Really, really good guy.
I'm going as dumb as I can.
Axlav.
That makes sense.
I'm just like.
Tempest Colossus. I think Tempest. I should have gone Tempest.
It's interesting, kind of the Archon versus Archon stuff happening.
Oh yeah, Colossus.
But now we're seeing disruptors on the other side.
They can be, but they're
Tempest looks like being made by M Canning, trying to deal with those Void Rays.
I'm gonna try to take 2-3.
And not necessarily a critical mass on those Void Rays either. Just 3 or 4 builds, which a little bit surprised about that.
Yeah, I guess even just a few are going to help out, because it's just and some air units that will be able to continue to chip away at things.
Oh no, huh? I guess they were there from earlier.
Yeah, sometimes they do end up getting on their own, but
also eventually
they stack up.
Once your wave comes, your units will respawn.
Oh, those storms!
You can't have like a double wave.
And we're also seeing explanations on both sides, some little tutorials here and there. So it's clearly a lot of adjustments and a lot of, learning new things for both sides.
That's a nice army can. I like it.
Guardian Shield coming into play here.
Mess with things, though.
Yeah.
The Vikings are kind of open.
That's a lot of charge lots.
See, they got 4 voids. I don't know if they're focusing my voids or what. I blinked away.
Alright. After this Tempest, I'll start adding some attack upgrades.
I'm gonna get gas.
You know what's funny? Pig has 3 microphones. He has the microphone on his headset he's not using. He has the microphone on his earbuds that are underneath his headset that he's also not using. So that might honestly be going to Discord. Just if he's using a 2 PC setup, that sort of thing can happen. Depending on how he's got it set up. I used to have to use 2 different microphones for Discord and for stream. And then he's got his blue here.
Yeah, I think that he uses his blue for Discord also, because I play like a lot of team games and stuff with Pig. Actually, he's a lot of fun to just play team games with because he carries us so hard. But I think that he usually has a pretty good mic for Discord.
It's not that hard to get to get one mic to go in 2 different places, but sometimes you need it.
I know what you mean, though. It's funny.
Why does he have the earbuds on underneath the headset?
That is a great question.
Maybe he's got some music jamming.
Maybe he's listening to music, but he doesn't want to. His VODs to get muted, but he wants to be able to listen to the music. Maybe.
I've done that before. Just have some little tunes going on while playing.
I'll get tier 3 next and then transition to those.
I'm just.
Oh man, the
good question,
Tempest
though.
Really helping out a lot.
Liberators are kind of high numbers.
All right, there's Nero. He's and one of the teammates here of Pig.
All right, I'm gonna actually add in an Archon or 2 here. So I think
Nero, Pig, and M. Canning.
Yep.
Pretty expensive though.
It's a pretty big army coming in from the north here.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
Could be an Archon. And it doesn't cost any extra. So it's either...
A lot of Vikings coming out to try to deal with the Void Rays and the Colossus.
Yeah, I think having 1 or 2
I think the tanks are really helping out, though, because the ground army just gets obliterated.
And I love the discussion, right? Like, these guys are really trying to analyze, okay, what units do we need here? And that's definitely happening on both sides.
I love all the colors. This is a very, very colorful game we're playing right now.
Oh yeah, man.
The greens, the reds, and the purples. Those purple Archons are super cool looking.
This is the dream when you watch just StarCraft in general. You're like, this is what you want to see. You want to see big armies colliding.
It says 14 anyway.
Oh. Oh.
This is okay-ish. This is okay-ish, right? I mean,
it's okay-ish.
We're on our side of the map, so of course
that little menu that Nero has pulled up on the left-hand side, by the way, that's the skin menu for his worker.
Okay.
So you can change how his unit builder or like building constructor looks.
He's got like 10% of his screen right now dedicated to what is this
I mean,
one
the
unit
skins
that
are
can
important,
attack.
man. You gotta look cool. You gotta look cool if you're gonna
win. If
win.
you don't look cool, you won't win.
Buy
crates.
Buy crates.
Thank you so much.
No crates in StarCraft, thankfully, but you can buy Direct Strike, and you'll get access to a bunch of those skins that are grayed out right now for Nero.
Right, we're probably screwed.
Uh-oh.
They're giving up.
This is why he's losing. Doesn't have a good skin.
Just having a gas. Okay. Immortals are the finishing move, according to Doomweed. Really?
Probably because you can kill the planetary easy.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant like with.
Yeah, so we're screwed.
Okay.
They're looking pretty good.
Damage at the end, right? Once you get to their thing. Once you plow through.
Maybe I don't want more Tempest. They got a ton of Vikings now. Yeah, maybe I want like Storm or Archons. I don't know. They got an interesting army here.
Yeah, a few Storms will probably be good. I'm gonna actually add a High Templar in my army.
I actually don't think.
Do they have time?
He's good with the Void Ray Phoenix. I think our Tempest are gonna get more value.
Yeah.
I don't know. They got kind of scary.
We're hearing these discussions, but I don't know if there's time because that army is looming over their base.
I have one. It dies always. Yeah.
Discussing the merits of Templar.
They group up. Nero's units are beautifully
I'm gonna
placed.
get a couple voids.
Yeah, this is good.
It is. I mean, it's hard for us to get past the halfway point, though. I almost should get some Storm for that bio, but they killed it all, I guess.
Well, the Tempests are surviving here for the bottom team.
Yeah.
The Tempests are good. I mean, he's trying to get Vikings. Maybe I could Storm the Vikings.
The range on those Tempests can obviously be very helpful.
We'll stack. Ours will stack.
Can really sustain them. And also with Tempests, if they can stay alive long enough, they can wait for the next wave that's coming up. So you can have additional support, and the Tempest can actually last a lot longer.
I think that's exactly what's happening right now, because you're seeing more Tempests than just one round. Even some of the tanks survived. Like, we actually had a little bit of all 3 armies in that last fight.
I'm liking how many Tempests we have, I gotta say.
Yep.
Did they just They've got invisible units.
So with Tempest, there are air upgrades.
Ooh, do they know how to scan?
I'm gonna upgrade my air.
Because if there's invisible units, they need to actually have.
It's like Raven's coming out
There's
here.
a Raven, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Attack now. I'm about to
I was
get
on
custom
1-1.
shield.
Yeah, I was just mentioning the upgrades there, and one of them mentioning they're on 1-1. You
That's
really got to
uncanny.
make sure those upgrades are getting up there. Oh, but again, you have to kind of decide what you want to upgrade. You don't necessarily want to upgrade all ground. Do you want to upgrade your air, upgrade your Tempest, upgrade your shields for Protoss?
We might want a carrier just to mess with the Viking AI. I think he might be focusing. I'm not sure. I'm gonna bring my stalkers towards.
I don't think you can focus fire. Can you?
I don't think you can.
I think we saw carriers being pretty successful in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Carriers.
Big carrier army was actually one of the big things that helped.
But with that, I mean, they
Same
started
victory.
building the carriers from like minute 5, minute 6, and then slowly adding the carriers. So,
Yeah.
so I don't know about the decision to
I turned it back.
try to throw a bunch in, but hey, you got to have the resources.
Nope,
So
nope, it's totally fine on its own. Like the AI is better than I am, man.
I know what Jim's air upgrades are. He's also on 2-2. I'm gonna start getting carriers.
Did Pig clear out the AI last round?
Carriers
Do you remember?
Oh, they got some
Clear out the AI.
Was he one of the? Was
I
he
don't
one of the
think
in the
so.
top 8?
I think he was.
I think he was.
Because there were 8 players out of 12, and
Yeah.
I think the ones who didn't clear it was Jim Rising, Livy B,
Nathanius.
Zombie Grub, and Nathanius.
Yeah.
Everyone else got all 4.
So that's a big old lie, Pig.
It's only 1 DT, so it's really not probably pretty irrelevant, honestly. Especially now they're going.
The ghosts sometimes are annoying as well, so I figure have that in there just in case, you know.
When I talk about detection.
Big boy carrier. Does the carrier rebuild its interceptors? I wonder.
I'm not sure, but I will say
The tanks a lot.
they got a mothership now. Holy crap! Anyone got a scan? Anyone got a scan? No, I don't know where scan is. Like,
Oh no! Don't quit out of the game.
there it is.
it's on your way to the bottom left.
Oops.
We definitely all need detection probably now.
Yeah.
That's in control with the mothership.
Shoot the mothership.
Ooh.
Ton of Tempests, ton of Void Rays,
Shoot the
and you got to think those upgrades have got to be nice
Give them that much value, right?
Yeah.
for that air. If you're able to get a lot of air, really focusing on those upgrades can be really helpful here.
Tempest.
Mothership will absorb a lot of damage, but the Tempest they murder that mothership eventually.
That's your wave.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kind of gotten pushed back a little bit again.
They pushed us back, but that's always inevitable, right? Whenever you're on the defense, your units stack up a bit more. We had control of the middle for a while there. I think how the fight goes in the next couple of fights is what's interesting to me.
Getting some nice commentary from Pig here.
The bios
As a commentator.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it catches the mech on its own, as the mech
to get on
count.
top of the.
Harvest more minerals.
Yeah, and I think when the mech count grows, like as Nero's army gets bigger and bigger, I think it just gets stronger and stronger, and that bio becomes like less and less impactful.
I agree. Although I've seen success with a lot of Marauders before. Really focusing the buildings down.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work at this army composition now.
there's-
The kind of jank.
It seems like the Tempests are definitely the core element here for our team in the south.
Place your units as well. I'm actually gonna put some of my Archons in the back maybe, and also.
The Tempests are just king right now.
It's almost becoming Tempest versus Tempest here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Archons.
but now the Tempests are exposed, and that's a ton of Tempests.
Maybe I
They're
should.
I mean, that army coming up to support is absolutely huge.
They're really good just with tanking, right? They're not great at
All the Tempests gone.
They're okay at killing Archons.
I like how close this is.
bitch that I am.
Yeah, it's been really close.
They have slowly pushed this back, just inch by inch, towards midfield.
Not as scary. He's on 3-3 ground as well.
Yeah, after losing that early
Nero's got those.
defense bunker, been able to put up a good fight.
I think like 2 carriers to mess with some of the Viking AI is not bad, Big.
Yeah.
I got 1 carrier right now. They're pretty expensive. They've been on our map the whole side. They must be.
I wonder the air upgrades
I think we're holding the middle quite
or
okay.
shield upgrades even.
We've actually been holding onto the middle. Like this little brown.
It looks like Pig has a +3 air weapons. He doesn't bother. He has +2 air
Like I think we're doing
air
because like
armor. Yeah.
is just bigger than theirs. Jim Rising's army is probably the scariest, I think, because
Maybe
he's
if we can get
starting
it
to
where the
build.
Tempest aren't attacking our ground, right? So these Archons getting on top of us is not great.
Yeah.
I mean, they're stalling, right? I'm gonna get 1 more carrier, I think. Interceptors aren't targeted by the Viking units.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out how to protect those Tempests a little bit longer here.
Yeah. I think it's because the air army for the bottom team ends up winning out, but then the ground army pushes forward for the top side because they don't actually have the anti-air, so they actually delay the bottom side army, and the Tempest just get exposed because they'll just keep moving forward.
Before I add more ground units, unless
maybe more Archons.
Like right now, we've actually got a little bit more control of the middle.
I think maybe more Archons.
So I'm going to keep committing to Tempest.
But the problem is the ghosts.
The moment they're pushing us,
it's like what are like the most healthy ground units you can make here?
But right now,
okay, looks like the Tempests are going to be able to stay alive over here. They're getting slowly picked off.
My Tempests are already behind them. Some of your Tempests might even survive.
I don't know if we need more detection because the end of that fight I did have to scan. Once Neros Raven died, I had to scan.
I can get another.
Do you have an observer in your army?
I do have an observer, but yeah, I should move it up. I guess. It's still kind of up there.
Oh my god. All right, so now I'm going to add some Immortals.
Yeah, okay, Immortals. I guess, a ground unit that can really absorb a lot of damage and try to sustain a little bit longer while the Tempests keep doing their thing.
Thor's also adding a lot of nice little anti-air DPS for the Tempest.
What about like a Colossus or two for our team at the bottom to help deal with the Marines?
I think a lot of the Marines are getting picked off pretty quickly, right?
Will we ever get a cross-hat? A lot of tanks. But I have.
Well, the bio has been pushing to kill the Tempest, right?
Because Nero's army's alive. My army's alive.
I thought it was a lot of the enemy Tempests killing the Tempests.
Yeah, the ground units are holding off the units that could push up to keep the Tempest safe. So like if they're not actually doing the damage, but they are effectively why.
Yeah.
The Tempest keep getting killed.
I think I do like the idea of just a bunch of them though.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We'll come back to this game. We're gonna go check in with our other lobby.
Okay.
See how things are going.
Cool.
As their battle looks bonkers.
Well,
okay.
I was saying that Nathanius and Winter have experience, but man, they're getting really pushed in.
What's with the
what is that
dragon?
In the middle?
Oh yeah. So Nathanius's belief in direct strike is that I'm just going to use a lot of ravens and.
What's that monster?
What's with Godzilla?
What's the monster?
Is that a commander?
Fear dragon?
Wait, are they playing the commander version? They may be playing a slightly different version of direct strike.
No way.
So there's different modes.
Look at Zombie Grub's army. It's almost our entire board.
Lots of Marines.
Get an option for tier 4. Don't. Also, at some point,
this is pretty crazy.
Oh, I think
Livy Bee's computer can't handle it.
Yeah, I think the dragon might be the tier 4 unit that Nathanius is talking about.
I think I got it. Yamato.
I don't think that's a unit.
Oh, they're trying to get the base here.
I think
they're right on the base. There it is.
What a game! Holy crap!
That's what happens when you get people who know how to play.
That's insane. So is that not possibly one of the players' avatars, like a skin?
It might be. I actually
because it looked like he was moving it around, but he wasn't attacking anything.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I've not seen that before.
You might be right.
I'll be
going up just to create a distraction.
Oh my god! Look at that Tempest army.
Oh, we have the storms coming in. Lots of Templar here from the north now.
Somehow this just looks tame now.
Jim Rising just looks like hands off the keyboard, just observing now. She's like, I will be a witness to this.
Yeah, it's nice. We get to hear a little comms of the other team now. See what they're discussing.
It sounds like Jim Rising is he's from Mexico, and a lot of his streams, it's like mostly he's talking in Spanish. So I think that he's actually just on his own. I don't think he's on comms right now with the other guys. He's just talking in Spanish right now. He definitely has good English, but. Yeah.
Ooh.
So Jim Rising talking.
I know a little Spanish. I could try to translate. I could try.
It's a little different.
And Control and Vibe are talking to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to listen in Control and Vibe actually a little bit.
It is.
Because these are very tricky moments. Like, you know, we're getting late game here, certainly.
Look at that line.
What units are you building?
Tempest.
What, you know,
good Lord.
Every single decision you make here, they're getting right up against that Nexus here.
Is there a possibility of it just taking like splash damage, like just AoE?
So the splash damage from the storms will not damage buildings. That's actually like an inherent thing about storm. But like other units, like if Archons or whatever are doing splash damage, that actually could damage the Nexus.
Yeah, they're so close to powering through. And I love how, remember, in Control earlier, his Zealots were all clumped. He has since changed that. So
but remember, then the Nexus adds in a lot of damage, and that Defender's Advantage, where you just start building up your unit, your massive death ball,
Yep.
I think that started to happen here. So the bottom side is actually starting to push further out again.
Again, the back and forth, the push and pull. Let's listen in Control and Vibe.
Consciousness awakened. So, presiding, your demands speak and be heard.
Cold is the void. The void hungers.
Estoy bien tenso.
I am the voice.
Are you? Fire and
Finished learning. Research complete.
I think we caught them in a moment of silence for all of the Marines there, just sending straight into their death.
I do enjoy that In Control is using the In Control announcer pack, though. A little bit of self-plugging.
I think Loco was doing that earlier, too, using his own announcer pack.
Yep.
Well, yeah, obviously.
I mean, I would. If I had one, I'd absolutely use my own announcer pack.
It could have been worse, but.
Oh, and now you want to talk. Okay.
Now we're seeing some dialogue here.
We haven't seen Barristan one time.
Barristan the Bold, not feeling so bold today.
He's off eating snacks.
Barristan the Shy. Ooh, Nexus taking some more damage, but does look like it's going to survive.
They're trying to figure out how to just close it down. They haven't really been able to. And we're getting close to our time, guys.
Yeah, about a minute and a half left. These armies are looking bonkers.
So I think as it stands, more damage has been done to this that southern structure. But clearly a very close game here.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'd say probably also start organizing your base a little more. Both of you. Just like
I have been, yeah.
I mean, I would give a bit of an advantage to the top side just because remember, it's not just the fact that they've done a little more damage to the Nexus. They still have their bunker. So you see, like, it's a bunker versus, like, their inner building, their, like, main building is a command center. So they haven't even lost their, like, tier 1 tower, basically. And they are already doing damage to their
underneath the Tempest.
That is really nice.
That's a really unfortunate timing for the team at the bottom. The Tempest completely exposed. It's exactly what our team in the north wants. Can they push that through to total victory? I mean, that Nexus has already taken so much damage. I wonder if I would try to put more of a straight line on these Tempests that we're seeing from In Control, straight across. See how they're a little staggered?
Yeah.
Not enough minerals. Minerals now. Get them.
Well, there's very, very. If that timer that is above his map is accurate, they just crossed the 30-minute mark, and we're going to be coming out shortly. And I don't know who wins then.
Yeah, it's going to depend on how the referees decide to call it. I could see it go whatever way. Maybe it's just a massive tie, but I would give a little bit of an advantage to, I'd say, the top team for at least pushing it.
They have had, it has been on the bottom half of the map the entire game. No, then I've been told in this round there is no cutoff.
Cool.
They just play until they win. So
good. We get to see this.
Strap on in, folks.
Okay. I want to see them just adding on like 5-10 carriers or something at this point, because I do think that carriers, like, it's the ultimate late game army unit, and might help push through.
Yeah.
They need to call Nathanius, ask him where he got Godzilla.
Yeah, right?
Their Nexus.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're discussing just trying to push to that Nexus. Or, like, target fire somehow.
It's a back door.
And now we're seeing the carriers coming from the south, though.
Yeah, I know that the South team was talking about building carriers earlier on.
Yeah, I'm pretty big tanks here. This takes floors.
It's not very often you see Storms killing Tempest, but my god, are they effective right now.
Certainly a lot of Protoss. Is it all Protoss? Like,
it's mostly
like,
Protoss. There's a Terran. I think Neuro's playing Terran. Vibe is playing
there's
Terran.
so much Protoss right now on this map. I don't mind. More Colossus.
He's nearly filled up his entire board.
Yeah, man. He's going to have to either start selling some of this stuff or repositioning it more.
And back to the battle.
Thank you, Zen Banana, for following in control.
Don't give up.
This is like some StarCraft 2 box art right here.
Oh yeah,
right,
for sure.
Right. This is see what sort of fights you could have.
This is where you lower. There's a button you hit to lower all the UI to just let it fill the screen in all of its glory. It's just definitely as critical mass as it gets for both these sides. But look at they're pushing pretty far.
They're getting so close, but every single time they get near,
and
it just barely.
I remember in Nexus Wars there was an ability to kind of hold your units back on purpose.
They are fighting from behind the
in Nexus Wars. You can't really do it in this one because in Nexus Wars you would hold units back by walling yourself off or something.
Right.
You can't really do that in this one.
I wonder if this game had a mechanic like that, where you put a guy on a beacon and it holds your army or something. I wonder if that would be good. Because I feel like if these guys at the top just were literally able to just stop their army for a second and just collect and go, they would just win.
Alright, we're almost at a point where like my army and your army group together. I'm gonna have so many things.
Yeah.
Is carriers the answer? Are they gonna say the C word? Carriers.
Battle cruisers.
Well, unfortunately, yeah. Vibe is Terran, so they could do it. I think.
Oh, they're getting so close. The Zealots are getting right up against that Nexus every time.
They're so close.
Oh.
Well,
no. Nexus is not taking any damage.
It took us some shield damage.
Immortals, dude. I think Immortals.
He's got 240 kills.
I think you got to punch with Immortals, especially since the Thors are there now. And the Immortals on the Nexus.
You know, there is a point in StarCraft where so many units die that the game actually has trouble generating new units. This is something that was discovered in Heart of the Swarm when it was free units. And I know Axel Toss is talking about this during the European broadcast. We had a 3.5 hour or so, 3 hour like something minute game. And StarCraft literally stopped spawning new units because there were too many units spawned throughout the game.
Wow.
From just too many free units. I am wondering, is it possible for us to hit that limit in a direct strike?
It's like we've only been going for 35 minutes, but there's significantly more units per minute in this game than there is in a normal game of StarCraft.
Yeah, it's a maxed out army every single like 2 minutes or maybe a minute.
The army got kind of held back by the Colossus.
High Templar, plenty of energy in there. We see lots of storms going down. Look at how close they're getting once again to that Nexus.
But that Nexus just adds in a little bit extra DPS as well. Oh, so they can never break it.
Oh, BC's coming out from the other side. These guys are doing the most advanced math equations in their head right now while deciding what units to make.
Yeah, just plus, plus, plus.
Yep.
Add more, more, more.
It's like, okay, gotta counter this, gotta counter that. Keep the concave. Okay, they were seeing some Immortals, but the Immortals on the other side. Immortals are coming from the south.
There's Vibe just adding on more Thors, adding on Ghosts.
Trying to figure out what to do.
Repositioning his units, it looks like.
We are killing so much. We fought this entire time on their half of the map.
I know.
Oh,
are they close? In control, reacting.
Tempest Wave is going to be sick this time.
Go ahead. Let's get him. You
This has got to be it. It's got to be it here.
Does it though?
Maybe not.
It does it have to be
No,
this time?
no, it's not.
I think I'll just walk down the line of dominoes.
Thors now being really ridiculous?
I think the Thors have been pretty helpful here because the Thors do a lot of extra damage to the Tempest, and they have a long anti-air range. But they're also just going to sit there. They're going to tank a lot of damage.
I love the hexagonal grid of siege tanks. Just like so dense.
Oh, I think he's selling them.
Huh.
So big selling and just going to add on more Thors.
Go DTs.
Oh, DTs. That's sneaky.
Yeah, I guess he's stuck a few in, knowing that there's not that much.
We have been seeing the scans though.
Yeah.
So this.
He's just going full Thor.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well,
battle's moving back towards the middle.
Worth noting that there was this short period of time where he sold all those things, and one of his waves came out where he had not necessarily half, but like 33% of his army was sold off. So is that actually going to give the South Side an opportunity to sort of bounce back, or is the Thor's going to be too much?
Let's see here.
This is a big play for him to try and make a big difference.
Thor versus Thor.
Well, the Thors are also they're going to clump up on each other. They have trouble all getting to the front of the fight. I actually think this might have favored the South Side a bit more.
And the Immortals too. Like Immortals pack a serious punch against those Thors. And I'm seeing Immortals from the south, but not from the north.
It's all Game of Thrones now.
Game of Thors.
Game of Thors. That's definitely what this game is.
I've had a few like.
If this was a YouTube video, that's what the thumbnail would be.
That's the thumbnail right there. Game of Thors.
Oh,
actually, it's real. I feel like for a long time it was the Game of Tempest.
5 has to be right back.
Look at all those Archons. Oh my god.
They're eating through the battle.
It really is too bad.
We can't see what's happening because he's not going to move. His camera's not going to move.
Switch cameras. Let's go to the other team.
Get to somebody else.
The other team was actually talking.
I don't know what's happening now. Oh well, they're just pushing back into the Tempest. That's what's happening.
Was Jim Rising? That's the last ally that's not on Discord.
Oh my gosh. Get rid of Zealots, add Immortals, and you win.
Just chewing through this.
I think that's what he's got to do. Just mass the Immortals. See, look, we're seeing the South Side. They're massing the Immortals.
Hearing a Spanish Protoss. It's amazing.
A little bit deeper voice there, yeah.
Hi guys.
Hello.
I'm trying to win. I'm trying to carry in control.
So Jim Rising in control. Told you there's a little bit of beef there, and they're on a team together. That's a little funny.
Yeah, I think lose the Zealots, add Immortals. For Jim Rising, maybe.
Chat, tell him Axeltos thinks he says switch him out from our Immortals. I want to hear what he says.
What does he think about that?
Los colosos ya están de más. Sí, ok. Pero hasta que no se me llenen no los quito. ¿Para qué pierdo 30% en cada unidad? No.
I'm trying.
I'm flashing back to my high school Spanish.
Trying. I know a little Spanish, but it's a little too fast. I need him to slow down by 0.5%, by like 10%.
He's giving his reasoning for his army composition.
Yeah.
He's saying, but something.
Reposiciona unidades.
Talking about position. Now he's adding more Zealots.
Archons.
Not
A little bit of repositioning. No, that's more Zealots.
This does feel a lot better. I switched to a lot of Archons, and they have Immortals, and actually kind of caught them off guard because we're right here now with 2 armies.
Okay, I think. In control mentioning he's adding. Oh my god. Okay. That's got to be it.
Is it happening?
The Nexus. It's getting started. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen.
Points.
It's in the yellow. It's in the yellow.
It's still okay.
the hold.
All right.
Immortals, dude. Just
they did damage.
Lose your zealots. Get rid of your zealots.
Took us like 20 minutes.
Get 20 immortals. Get 20 immortals. Get 30
Please leave.
immortals. Get rid of your zealots. Get rid of half your archons. Get 30 immortals, dude.
Guys, I have a flight tonight.
Yeah, right? You got places to
if
be.
If this game takes more than 4 or 5 hours, I will miss my flight.
The tanks are grouping.
Salud, banda.
Oh, man.
Just get 200 immortals.
Oh, there's only Tempest. Oh, nope, here comes the next wave. Oh.
But they're closing the distance again.
Frames. It's so blue.
You can sell the zealots. Sell them. There we go. We're seeing the immortals. Seeing a little bit.
Jim's army's a hammer.
So.
Oh my god, the Nexus is almost regen all the shields.
Should we like?
Can you do it?
Should we get a snack? Some drinks?
Here comes Jim Rising. Maybe this time.
Oh, it could. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
Nexus is taking shields off.
So much. The shields are going. Oh, look at
it. Go! I'll stop.
Carrying and control indeed. It's all Jim Rising.
Well, there you go.
I love it.
That's that.
Well done.
Wonderful.
GG.
And the battle of the ages is over. The longest game we've seen today.
Yeah.
By about 12 minutes or so.
Yeah. I think immortals are very key in the late game.
Do you?
We heard Europe kind of discussing that.
I wish you had let us know that beforehand because we could end that game earlier if you had brought up immortals.
I'm not here to help them out. Hey, I might compete on this program one day, so I'm not revealing any strategies.
Here at Axtos wants to play next time. Guys, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, playing some more arcade. And what game type is going to be? We'll show you after the break. We have finished with the macro game, and now it's time to get a little bit micro machines up in here. We're going to be putting people into micro arena where they are playing little kind of one-off tournaments to accumulate points to try and become the person with, I think it was 130 points we determined last time that they were trying to get to here. You're given pre-built compositions of units, and you got to fight with them against each other to try and show who is better at the little clicks. The little ones, not the big ones.
Most of them based off of traditional compositions and sort of ways that you'll find people facing off against each other in normal 1v1s, balanced by a former pro player named Maro, and it should be a lot of fun. All these guys should have a lot of experience knowing these kind of army compositions and how they should trade.
They'll be pretty cool to see. We can talk about and more in just a moment, but here are the final standings after round number 5 to show you who won. We saw the victors there. Nathanius still has yet to lose.
Wow. All right.
I think every round so far, Nathanius has been doing a pretty good job, except for our 1v4.
I definitely, I have to be in the next one to put this guy in his place. I don't get it.
Is that going to happen though?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Base Trade
I'm down to see
I'm impressed, man.
Base Trade TV has also done pretty well, because I know Base Trade TV ended up doing well in the 1v4. I think he did relatively well in some of the other matches. I'm trying to remember how he did in the Mana battle, but I think he did okay. Nathanius, though, dang, this guy, unbeatable.
It's funny, I can see him over on our big wall. He is currently watching us, and I know he's just, I'm waiting for him to be like, yes.
Hi, Nate.
That's right.
Nate, you should be with the more difficult group.
Keep telling me how good I am. And if you're just now joining us and you're like, how does this whole tournament work? Where's the bracket? Show me the bracket. There's no bracket. That's not how this works. We've got this is a big, just arcade, fun day of StarCraft 2. We're having a showdown in these 6 different game types, and people are playing for the prize pools you see over there on the right. So 12 players here from North America competing against each other in usually 2 different lobbies, and it'll be the case here as well. We'll put 6 players in one and 6 players in another. Let's get into it. It's time to watch the micro battles. Now, we said that it was going to be, it would be cheating if people weren't playing random.
Well, we were strongly...
It's
cheating.
It's the dishonorable thing.
It is cheating.
There's a strong
it's like playing Odd
suggestion
Job in 007, right?
I would also like to point out that nobody has donated to Nathanias' Twitch Rivals appearance fee.
He already made it up and then some.
I'm sad. I'm sad for his sake. He also has his leaderboard hidden, so we can't see who's doing what.
And hey, folks, this is pure free for all. No teams here. Every man for themselves.
Can we go into Up a Tree Zelda stuff? Because I want to see more of him, and especially when I get to see him with anything revolving around Protoss. He is so much fun to watch. Okay, we're gonna go back to names.
Let's start with Nathanias.
Yeah.
Nathanias, show us your leaderboard. We can't see the scoreboard on Nathanias. Why, man?
I think this map is harder.
Expansion, actually.
Really?
Like sometimes you won't have siege. Sometimes you'll have like.
And again, anyone just who doesn't know what's going on, this is a bracket. You can kind of see it laid out in the bottom left.
It's on the mini map.
In the mini map, it is actually a bracket.
Thank you.
And that's
leave it
and that's how these points are awarded. You get further in the bracket, you're getting more points. So you're going to be facing off against everyone else amongst your group of 6.
Ooh, Zombie doing pretty well on this one. She's going to be able to snag out a victory here. Go to the finals versus Nathanias.
Yeah, I think he's losing his camera time because he's not putting the leaderboard up.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry, we're gonna leave you, Nathanias, eventually. So because you're not helping us out.
We don't know how many points people have.
I like the hallucination. It almost looks like
point it was a point defense drone, or sorry, no, a Hunter Seeker missile. It's an old school patch, so it has a lot of the old units.
Wow.
Zombie Grub getting close, but I think the medevac healing is actually going to be enough. No, the Guardian Shield is a little too much. I think it's going to win on that one.
No, I got screwed.
What I should have done.
Look at him go.
What I should have done. Yeah.
Nathanias is amazeballs. So he got 16 points. Zombie Grub got 13. Up a Tree got 6. Nobody else got anything.
Are we doing this again? All right.
How's that possible? Who
top 3
get? Is it only top 3 that get points? I thought you get points for being
I thought it would be top. Yeah, actually, wait. There should be 2 people in the top 3. Or it should be like
Rifkin, Winter, and Livy have not won yet. They haven't advanced past the first round.
There should be 6 people there, right?
Oh, wait.
So 2.
And everyone. And
oh, right. With a 6-player bracket, one person's going to get a seed, right?
Yeah.
Not That's why Nathanias didn't have to play semifinals
because it's not 8. Because it's not 8 players. And as you can see, everyone picking their races, breaking the rules. Just kidding.
So sad.
No official rules. Just strong suggestions from the commentators to go random. Sorry.
Wow.
These cool Lamborghini flamethrower jeeps.
Nathanias. Someone stop him.
Dang. All right, Zombie Grub getting cleaned up there. Well done, Nathanias.
Someone has to tell me
You need like a medevac or something.
If only I had more units.
Supposed to have picked Protoss at the start, I think.
I was thinking the same. I wanted to do better than Wardy, though.
Livy, the only
You're supposed to go random.
Only player going Zerg.
I can't even tell what's happening in this PvP. Okay.
Only player going Zerg and only player with 0 points. Coincidence?
She'll get one.
And by the way, it's first to 40. Are we doing?
No. That's Rainer Party.
Okay.
This one, it's first to 130.
That's right. Okay, yeah. All right. I was gonna say that seems a little quick.
Yeah.
You know how
I love it that they're just all in Discord with each other.
This is the way to play these.
Yeah, let's if we can, let's listen in. Let's hear how they're approaching this.
Oh yeah, this ability.
Yet he still wins it.
Lol Kek XD.
This is a riot.
What?
I love that it's the old Immortals. The Sentry's more useful in the Immortal versus Immortal than the Immortals are.
No, but Stalkers and Marauders have the same range, don't they? Like
Graham Pog.
Can't wait to find out
Yeah,
that
that's
Rifkin's
ridiculous.
secretly been playing this game
Dude,
for like 3
Pro's
months.
so fucking easy. I'm gonna swap like Nate.
Oh, I like this combination a lot better. At least it's more realistic as well.
What are we gonna do with the mothership?
This is a mothership core.
Time warp, Broski.
I feel like A moving will serve me better than actually micro.
Oh, there's no thingy. That's a really annoying one.
How do you win that?
They don't have the trackers.
Yeah, I'm not
They don't
sure.
have the
It's harder
trackers
for
on
the
them.
Zerg for sure.
Oh wait, what is this nonsense?
Classic. No, I don't have siege mode.
No, hit.
No, you shot first. I fucking lose. This is Greedo bullshit.
I'm trying to block it. It's not working. I don't.
That just do so much more damage than.
Why did I choose Zerg?
Yeah, that was your bad.
I don't like when my chat's like, what the fuck?
Zerg is always bad in these, yeah, tragically.
You're in an enclosed space, all right? You're penned in. What is it? What is this one?
Definitely not what I was supposed to do.
This is a mess.
Wait, do you not have siege mode?
I don't know.
I don't think siege mode is better here.
No, it's not.
I mean, for Hellions running around circle?
Now get this. The tanks don't. The tanks can figure it out.
Excuse me, leave me alone, please.
Yeah, you need the heal, Zombie.
I have no.
Professional.
Wow, fucking bully.
Nice.
Got
Nice.
it. Oh my god.
That's that 5K
You're
micro
so
we all know and love.
What is this 3 star? Okay, this one I lost early. How do you do this? Show me when.
It's got concussive shell.
My knees.
Oh, it's actually over now. You lost the.
Oh my god, stalkers take 5 hits to kill a marine? What is
Yeah,
going
this is
on?
old stalkers.
Oh, never mind.
my
Marines are
zest-
busted.
God, stalker shoots so fast. This is really weird.
God
Yeah,
forbid.
it throws me off. Oh, look at that. Curve it.
Just hope I don't micro the Marauder. That's what you do.
Okay. Well, you know, I lost some momentum. And bring it back.
Oh no, Zombie.
We heard Livy B complaining about her Zerg choice, and I think the other thing to factor in, she is playing from Australia.
She is playing from
Maynard
Australia.
earlier, who did not win a round either, was also playing from Australia, dealing with ping that is in the multi-hundreds.
Yeah, it's a tough life when you're trying to play a game that is all about trying to get precise reaction time and movement and stuff, and you don't quite have everything there. But
And look at this leaderboard, guys. Our top 4 are within 5 are within 5
it's been close.
points. 26, 24, 22, 21. Anyone's game here in the micro tournament.
Zombie Grub leading the charge right now, though. She's doing a good job. She's been able to overtake Nathanius.
Just took her out, though, and took the lead. Up to 27 for Rifkin.
How the fuck?
Yeah, with just that victory right there.
Bullshit.
You can't this one. Oh my god, Rifkin.
So,
Immortals are just
fun fact, a lot of these units are the super old school style version of these units. These are like Heart of the Swarm units. So it's a bit of an older micro map that we're playing.
Smoking when he made this piece of shit map.
He did. He was tearing back then too.
Nobody knew how to play in Wings of Liberty,
Yes,
all right?
that's my theory. Is that he made this all when no one could micro. So like all these things we think are impossible for the other side, he was like, this is so easy for that side because this one's not gonna micro at all.
Also referring to defense versus offense, where this game is designed. One side is the dedicated attacker, one side is the dedicated defender.
Oh, Livy B won!
Livy B won! Okay, so about that whole defender or attacker thing, there's a timer.
Yes.
And Livy B won because of the timer right there.
Yep.
This map is like plus ultra.
Oh, you have to actually like win in a certain.
Look at that heart rate, up to 123.
That's right.
Nice win.
Heart rate. That was
Happy heart rate.
That was about where her heart rate popped up to when she beat the 1 AI.
Ooh,
on
this is
the
a good
fast rush.
round. Livy B actually in a really nice spot right here. If she can focus fire down the Immortal, no, she's not gonna get it.
Yeah, you gotta get that immortal
Yeah.
immediately.
I think if she had been able to take out the Immortal, I would have believed in her right here.
Do you remember those games,
You think those
I have to comment though on just the awesomeness of this artwork at the bottom here. The bees theme going on. You got a little animation, little animation next to her. That little bee over there is an animation that's moving and stuff.
Yeah,
it's really nice. aesthetically pleasing layout here.
She does like more than just StarCraft. She actually plays a lot of other games, but she also. I know she used to do this more in the past, but I think she still occasionally does it, like a lot of artwork and stuff. She's actually a great artist.
Yeah, that's right.
Has done a lot of work with that. So if you guys ever decide to check out her stream,
there's the little animated little bee in the back.
It's the bee's voice.
There's the chat right there
saying
next to her.
With the flowers for the bee to go pollinate.
Yeah, so she's streamed on Creative here and there.
Yeah,
she's some artwork.
She has some insanely like high fidelity versions of like battle cruiser paintings and stuff.
Right.
Really, really great artwork.
This is so stupid.
Is he gonna lose the time? Is Rifkin gonna lose again?
Why did I get rid of my own unit? That was a really.
Oh my god, that one zealot. That one zealot.
Oh,
is trying to buy time.
What is the timer? I don't know what the timer is.
Power of force fields.
Oh, nah, they got him. He's fine.
Okay. Winter is actually climbing further into first place at 46.
No, that's Nathanius, right?
No, it's Winter.
Nathanius is purple. Nathanius is yellow.
Oh, sorry, yeah, right. Sorry, Nathanius is yellow. Yeah.
Right now it's Rifkin and Winter up on top.
Yeah, Winter holds them strong.
No, I've been paying attention to it, guys. Yeah, I know if you're an attacker or defender. It actually says like right here.
I'm going over to Winter, our leader right now. Fancy Micro with the Marines. Oh, trying to dance. Oh, actually, no, that was Tree knocking him out.
Yeah, there we go. There's the splash damage we were waiting for.
Rifkin, force field.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Maps made for people who literally don't know how to micro.
More force fields.
More.
No.
You have so many force fields available.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen Sal aim into force fields on his stream.
I think Protoss wins this one. Colossus are pretty good against Marines.
Yeah.
If anyone didn't know that.
Nice split. Nice split the end.
Yeah.
It's not gonna matter anymore.
Maybe some pickup micro with the medevacs can be a little better, but.
So many force fields.
Okay, Rifkin closing the gap towards force there a little bit. Only 3 behind Winter.
All right, Sal. All right.
Rifkin. Streaming on Base Trade TV. Definitely go check him out.
Oh my god, this one's so stupid. The Protoss player actually should never win this.
Yeah.
You know, at this point.
Wait a second.
Oh my god.
Oh!
He's over microing. He over microing.
He's gonna win. The Protoss player's gonna win.
It's close, actually.
No, because like the idea is the stalkers. You're supposed to dodge the stalker shots with the medevac and the siege tanks.
Yeah.
As long as you do that well, if the stalkers, even if they focus down the medevac, then the stalkers waste too many shots on the medevac and the tanks just kill them.
Oh shit!
Winter does not have much to work with here. Every win is pretty important. Rifkin,
Nathanius
trying to pull ahead.
What?
Oh no!
That was noticeably worse.
No.
Oh lord, it's this one again.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if Zombie Grub is Sal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's missing some of the pickups here.
Oh,
we're supposed to try and dodge the shots.
You play Mac.
Uh oh.
No, it's barely too late. No, it's not gonna work.
Uh oh, no.
Oh no. We're on the west coast.
That was funny if she had intentionally taken damage and then microed them at like low health.
It's like I just want to do this in hard mode.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm converting to Protoss.
Wait, what does this go for? Oh, I can't be friends with you. Okay.
Oh, hey, important note, stay hydrated while you're gaming. We see the big, massive gallon jug of water there for Winter.
Water bottle that's larger than his head.
Go buy a 2-gallon jug and you'll never have to refill it during the stream.
Stay hydrated.
That actually used to be my strategy when I was in school. Is I had literally 24 water bottles and I just fill up all 24 from like the faucet or just from the tap water, and then I just put it by my desk so I never had to stand up.
Yep.
I was not healthy.
I always make sure I have as long as I have water nearby, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
It's I usually find myself.
Don't forget to drink it though. I know your long gaming sessions, you guys at home, stay hydrated while you're gaming. You'll play better. I promise.
Energy drinks are not hydration that we're talking about, by the way.
Nope. Gotta be water.
Oh, Void Ray versus Void Ray. Whoever wins out in the Void Ray battle oftentimes will end up being able to carry over. Yep.
Winter has not won in a while here.
That's a win.
Okay, he got one. Over Rifkin, that's pretty big too, because of how close Rifkin is to that lead. Nathanius, though, charging back somehow.
Yeah. 20 points, or does it cut off at half an
Ooh, so you want to try and kill the Marauder here?
That was actually a good question. I think it was Rifkin asking. Is it cutting off at 30 minutes, or are we going all the way to 120? Because it seems like we might hit that 30-minute threshold before we, because of how close all these matchups are. Like everyone is in this except for Livy B, kinda. I mean, Livy B, you know, maybe she can make a miraculous comeback happen.
She's gotten 2 wins though.
Right, but looking at everyone else, very close.
I mentioned so the numbers next to it, I assume, is like their record, right? But
in the game,
but Winter for some reason has like 10 more games than everybody else. Everyone else is in the like 9 to 11, 12-ish range, and he's at 35. I don't know why he has so many more games than everybody else, unless he was like playing beforehand or something.
So yeah, it's about who was playing Micro Tournament, this version of Micro Tournament, back when this version of Micro Tournament was relevant. Because this is not the most updated. This version of Micro Tournament has, again, like a lot of units that are not in necessarily Legacy of the Void, or in at least the current iteration of things. So like a lot of the units are the old school versions of units and stuff. So he may have just played this map this is back when it was more relevant.
It's a fun matchup, actually. Blinkstalker against Blinkstalker. Over here,
No.
it's looking. Yeah.
No, Alex.
That's okay. Over here, we got 2 Marauders, 2 Hellions versus the Roaches and the Lings. Of course, you want your Hellions to take care of the Zerglings. You want your Marauders to take care of the Roaches. Opposite for the Zerg.
Nice micro over here from Sal so far. That's Up Tree Zelda.
No.
Doesn't want to take any additional damage on those Hellions. He wants to use those Hellions for the Lings, but he's sniping off one of the Roaches. His Marauder's still pretty healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. Send the Hellions forward, get the Roaches to try to hit him, but then send the Marauders to get some hits on those Roaches. Really nice play here.
Boom. I think he's got this now. I think he can A-move it now.
Yep, he's got it.
Yep. Oh, wait.
Oh,
what?
He's going to micro it around.
Someone left.
Keep an observer? How do I turn that off?
What?
Does someone leave?
Rifkin is no longer on our leaderboard.
Said I'm an observer now? What does that mean?
No! He was doing so good!
Was he, though?
He was.
He was.
Wait, what?
He was doing good.
So I'm just out?
Okay.
So,
yes, we are going to, I think, 120 officially.
We're getting word, and they gotta play till they win. No time. Cannot go out on time.
Kick him or something while you were.
Oh, we're allowed to do that?
Kick him. That would have been awesome.
I think they collectively kicked Rifkin from the game.
Out microed.
No.
He's a forge in the top left.
He has a forge.
What happened? That's hilarious.
How does one accidentally kick a player out of the game?
This was a high-level play by Rifkin to get a re-lobby.
Can you press a Nexus, maybe? No, you don't have a Nexus anymore.
Okay, after you guys do the finals, I'm going to pause and ask the admin, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we just
I wonder if there's a way to get him back in.
I'm gonna try.
No idea. And if they do get him back in, is he just gonna have his points reset?
Who knows? I don't know what happened.
Supposed to even do this as the Protoss.
This is Winter.
Like, my Forge doesn't have any options to do anything. I just see the player.
He's gonna get cleaned up. Oh yeah, there's Rifkin.
It's just a forge.
6 range in this version.
Oh.
Wait, hang on. Unpause it. See if it brings me back. If it doesn't, then yeah.
Of course, clearly we're trying to figure out where Rifkin went.
This is the other game.
We'll figure that one out. Over here, Vibe out on the lead. A nice close second between MK and Pig.
This
Dang. So that's all of the super top level players.
Can we point out, we've been talking about, we've been given Livy B and Maynard the excuse of playing from Australia.
Yeah.
Right now Vibe is winning.
Well, Vibe's American, but Pig is Australian. Pig is Australian. He's doing well also. You're right.
Yep. Is he playing from Australia?
Yeah, he's playing from Australia.
Okay.
Pig is, yeah.
That's close. Also, to note, Vibe going random, as well as Pig.
Pretty hard to win.
No, look at them.
Both of those guys tend to play random these days.
And it's been rewarded. Look at them up on top.
Boom.
Still is.
You can't predict them.
Meanwhile, Neuro wins Zerg, and we've seen that people who go Zerg not having a great time.
Oh.
Oh God.
Ah, the classic Marauder Hellion versus Stalker Sentry. Yes, my favorite. Okay.
You know the situation well, right?
Is that a hint of sarcasm I detect?
All is hitting at the 7-minute mark, and the Protoss has got that weird army. Let's just do it.
I love the jersey that Vibe is wearing.
What's his jersey?
Cats, if you're watching and you're hearing me right now, can I have one of those, man? It's a root jersey, but I just love the look of it, man.
Oh, the
got
redesign?
the purple streaks going on. It's white, a white base.
That's the redesign, I think.
Yeah, I gotta talk to Cats.
Went through a few months ago.
Paulo Viscata.
And attack moves.
This
so
looks like trouble for you, Bob. I'm gonna come out and say it.
They get that hookup.
Oh, but Mechanic might forget the force field, so.
So I request the date, off days in work.
Yeah.
How did they approve? You can check the spreadsheet, or how do you know they approved?
Yeah, I could. It will show up. Well, two things. One, they'll send me. They'll put something in my mailbox, but also, I could also see it like on the calendar. Yeah, the work calendar.
How long does it really take? So you don't have to talk with them, you just put it on the sheet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I thought I would check with her anyway, just to like, because sometimes they can't give you the days off, right?
Yeah.
But she said that she should be able to give you those too. So. Right. Really.